What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Takopi no Genzai, this time of episode 4. Really awesome episode last week, focusing mostly on the boy with the glasses. I forget his name, so apologies about that. Hopefully I'll get it down today, but he's got a really interesting situation going on, a little bit akin to Marina and Shizuka. Slightly different with his mother, kind of the way she is. I don't think it's quite as bad as the other parents, but still not a great parenting job. We got an interesting little scene with his brother as well, which was I thought was cool. Unfortunately, the kid seems to be being manipulated a little bit by both his mother and Shizuka right now. I think it's in a very kind of similar manner, so that should be something interesting that we do explore. And again, looking forward to seeing more of his story. Fantastic scene to end off the episode as well, with Takopi actually kind of self-reflecting on everything that's gone on, actually reflecting on what happened in episode 2 when he killed Marina. That's like not the answer to everything. There was actually a lot more going on with Marina than her just being an abusive bully. So very much looking forward to seeing what we got today. Let me know what you guys think about this episode though down in the comments. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do enjoy, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. And let's get into episode 4, which is a shorter one than usual, which is a shame, but is what it is. And yeah, we were planning for an escape of sorts, weren't we? To Kyoto, was it? I can't quite remember. And you help clean that up. And the brother seemed like a nice guy, actually, didn't he? He seemed like a nice guy to me. I don't know, I didn't even catch that. That could be he's waving in that shot. And yeah, did actually have an interesting showing from Marina's mother as well last episode, which is actually really disappointing. Now that, I mean, she died before last episode, but this must be really disappointing. She seemed to kind of, I wouldn't say came around, but she showed a redeemable side of herself, the mother. And then as soon as that happens, she finds out her daughter's actually dead. Like how disappointing must that be? And I imagine that is something that just absolutely breaks you. I don't know what because of how dark the show is. Those visuals just get better and better as well, don't they? Just like the more this kind of seeps you into a dark place, the more those very bright and lovely visuals stand out, in my opinion. Make them even more powerful, seeing the kids like that. Man, look at this kid. Fucking hell, he's... Can't imagine thoughts are going a million miles an hour in that head. Are you alright, Takopi? But unfortunately, the two people in front of you will not share that train of thought, I don't think. Jesus, he didn't give one fuck. He wants to get out of here. Understandable, but they're talking about the death of a little girl. Yeah, the power right here. I say it's very much with. So I'm not sure if I'm interpreting this correctly, but just to like give my thoughts on this, it's almost like with the mother kind of giving him the pancakes with the butter on, and it's like that is the kind of reward for doing well and living up to expectations, and taking that away is so brutal, and like having it flashed in front of you is so awful. This is almost like, because he likes Shizuka, it's almost like the prize is always like constantly right in front of him, and the prize is kind of Shizuka and her love and her affection and being friends with her. Like that is the kind of pancakes in this situation. So I can't remember exactly what I was going to say now. I went on a bit of a tangent right there, but it kind of makes sense that he would always kind of abide by the rewards, kind of what she's always kind of given out, because she is like the reward of that. I worded that pretty badly, and I kind of forgot my point halfway through, so apologies. But that's just like my interpretation of things. Like the reward is right in front of him, so it's really hard for him to kind of deny that when he knows the feeling of that kind of being taken away. And in this case, it's an actual person that he has affection for, so even more powerful, I do imagine, than some pancakes. Look at that. It's almost like mind control. Like it's like go gas, like when someone's getting like gassed up, for example. Planes. Obviously, I can't read all that, but how the hell are you guys gonna take any plane? Looking like 10-year-olds. Red screen of death. Shadow, huh? Yeah, inevitably, this is gonna lead right to Shizuka, isn't it? Totally unbothered. Totally unbothered. Again, you get why she's unbothered. I can't say what I do, but maybe I'd be the same. Even if I know that it's wrong, maybe I'd be the same. It's really hard to say when you're actually an adult, because as a kid, you've just got a different way of thinking, and you know. Didn't even get to finish. Jesus Christ, this kid is just constantly like this shot of him, just constantly just looking. I mean, I think he is, but he's just constantly looking just devastated, like a dried up kind of, yeah. I don't really know how to explain it. It just looks, yeah, crazy. The pancakes. So look at the effect this has on him. The visualization of the effect it has right there. Crazy. The last one. The last pancakes. Shit. So I kind of mentioned this, not really that, well, I guess it can kind of relate to this, but I think I spoke, it might have been last week, it might have been another time during my reactions to this, but about the whole kind of beauty pageant stuff that I hate. Kind of reminds me of the whole kind of Harry Potter stuff going on right now for the live action TV series for Netflix, and it's like they're signing, like, I find it crazy that you can sign on your kids to kind of have a production that spans their entire childhood till they become an adult. And there was a whole kind of controversy with them being schooled, and they're building like a like cabin or something for them to be schooled out, or something along those lines. But it's just crazy how you can have you like, how is it that you're able to do that? How is a child able to give consent to something like that which is very much going to, as we saw with the original kind of children from the movies, that will consume their adulthood. They'll have that kind of shadow, or some will think it's like a chance, that they'll have a really big chance in adulthood to have like a really good acting career because they've got these credentials now and a massive TV series and such. But I kind of find that crazy, and I feel like this kind of relates to that a little bit of like taking your child's free will away and just and being like, it's so controlling. Like, what if one of those kids that is in that series in season 3 just decides, you know what, I don't actually want to be an actor, and now you've got like, you had this 10-year plan for like a TV series that's all now screwed up halfway through. Like, how can you? I just don't get that whole situation. But that was something interesting I was thinking about earlier on this week that could relate quite a bit to the show, to be honest with you. I hate how some parents and such can be like that controlling, that they would dictate your whole life for that amount of time. And I can see why you think it's a positive thing, and it might very well be a positive thing. Some of the stars from like the original movies have had very good careers, but yeah, what if that's just not what they want to do when they like turn 14? This is super manipulative right here. And it's not the case where it's like, this is his last snacks, this is his last pancakes, this is just like, this is horribly manipulative from the mother right here. Like, imagine, you got to think as a parent, what effect does this have on your kid? You've now just made him feel like an absolute failure, and that he can never achieve anything, he can never live up to any standards or anything. And I assume actually this kid is like super talented, like he gets high test scores and such. Like, nothing's ever going to be good enough, it seems. That's what he must be feeling like right now. If nothing's ever going to be good enough, what's the point of even going on? And those are not thoughts you should be having as a fucking 10-year-old or whatever. I mean, he's got Shizuka, as we just saw in his eyes right there. He's got Shizuka he's clinging onto right now, but how long will this last? Not very long, I assume. Not very long, I assume. And then what happens to the kid then? I hope it doesn't go down the line I was just speaking about, but I kind of expect it to be honest. Wow. And you know what? He's going to do it. He's probably going to do it. Oh no. Midway through there, you got to save your game. As we did see a shadow earlier this episode. It was kind of like almost looking in a mirror for him. I imagine him looking at his brother's shadow. And this is what I said earlier. Yes, he might not live up to your expectations, but he's still like an incredibly talented kid, it looks like. Like, to be fair to her, I can understand why you like. She's super harsh and like not a good parent, but I can understand why she'd question these things. I think this is normal things you do question. Like, why has one kid turned out so differently from the other? In this case, they haven't really turned out so differently. Like, she is majorly inflating this, but I can kind of get behind her thought process a little bit. But the way she acts upon this and like she should have unconditional love for both her kids no matter what, and that's just not the case. But it's just like it's interesting how such simple kind of thoughts can become so twisted so easily and like get out of hand like this. Look at him, absolutely blossoming in life. So as we see again, just showing how important Shizuka is to him now. So yeah, we saw this scene, didn't we? Or something akin to this, where he just kind of didn't accept his kindness a little bit. And here again, we're seeing like those an actual kind of like a good. Wow, it happened to him so many times. Bloody hell! Again, we did see one of this happen earlier on in the series, but it looks like it's happened a ton. Um, yeah, it's just again another example of how maybe good thoughts and something quite normal is actually twisted into something so deranged in here. And again, I'm not sure if I'm being like 100% here, but because his mother's so intense and it so intensely twisted a lot of these thoughts and manipulated his thought processes so much. This is just normal. Like, this is his normal, isn't it? She's kind of created this and it's ironic because I'm just thinking, like, if he told her that he'd done this, she'd be mortified. She'd be like, "Oh, I can't believe my son ended up being this way," and blah blah blah. Where you made him that way. This is very much this. There's always that kind of constant question of like nature versus nurture. This is very much a nurture thing. This is what you've done to your son, like you being so intensely kind of constricting, I'll say, has made your boy think this way, where doing things like this is normal, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And again, as a kid, even more reason it would be accepted by you because you're a bloody child. I think it's hard for adults to overcome stuff like this, like brainwashing and things like this, let alone a kid that hasn't even developed like your brain to function properly and such. Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up because I just found it amazing that if he told his mum all this, she'd be like devastated and she'd be like, "Oh, this is totally the opposite of what I taught you." Yeah, it's exactly what you taught him. Yeah, he is gonna do this, isn't he? He is gonna turn himself in. I'm pretty much 100% certain that's gonna happen. How could it not happen? Oh, even more to fucking. Well, now I'm 110%. What kid? I mean, he could really use this if it came from a place of like, if it came from a real place. I do feel like she is just doing this to manipulate him, Shizuka. He needs this from like an actual loving person. That's what I think. He needs that kind of embrace. It's a shame because I think his brother would be the one to do that out of anyone we've seen, wouldn't he? His brother really does seem like a lovely guy. Maybe he needed to follow his brother's footsteps a bit more, rebel a little bit. Do it, bro. Do it. Tell him. Yes, let's go. Let's fucking go. Oh, this is unconditional love. Chills right there. That was awesome. Unfortunately, like, say a little too late, but better late than never. they were shit anyway. Can't even fucking tell her your glasses aren't the right prescription. Oh man, what a lovely scene that was. What a lovely scene that was. I love that. That's one of those relationships you wish you could have. Crazy. Crazy. In actuality, all the storm clouds are there, and in her fucking fantasy life right here is what we're seeing. Jesus. Could you get any different? Wow. So yeah, I guess I was wrong. I guess the boy with the glasses is not actually gonna give himself in. I'm fucking glad that he's not. Yeah, I love that scene that we ended on right there. Probably one of my favourite scenes of the whole show so far, to be honest with you. Definitely one of the most uplifting. Definitely one of the nicest. But in terms of like how powerful it was as well, like that just like gave you goosebumps a little bit. It's just like, damn, everybody envies like a relationship like that. Everybody kind of wants something like that. I think I'm no different. But yeah, great episode. Great episode. I guess again, a slightly kind of depressing ending with us seeing Shizuka's perspective right here, being all watermelon, hot sun, summer break, uh, fantasy world. Whereas again, in actuality, just a second before we saw the storm clouds closing in, thunder coming, heavy rain. Yeah, things are going to get pretty crazy in these last couple episodes, which really sucks, doesn't it? I can't believe this is only 6 episodes, but we will make the most of it, won't we? Again, thank you guys very much for watching. We've got the bug nets and everything. Yeah, she's all sorted, isn't she? As I said, just really, really great episode today. I wonder what that flower means. The Japanese people always have their kind of definite kind of meanings for flowers, don't they? But yeah, loved the relationship between the brothers. Therefore, that was this especially the standout. Again, more relation to kind of Marina and the boy's mother. I didn't get his name again, so apologies. But again, I just call him the glasses kid. Looking more into kind of how he works, his kind of mindset, the lead up to him helping Shizuka as well, which I thought was really interesting. His kind of like countless attempts, a little bit like what we had with his mother and the test scores and such, and him trying to live up to his brother. And yeah, just I love the way we ended this off, an actual kind of heartwarming way to end off an episode for once, apart if you cut out that last minute or so anyway. But yeah, love this one. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section. Let me know what your guys' interpretations of some of the stuff I mentioned this episode was as well. As I said, it's not like I'm saying I've got like the right opinion or anything. This is just kind of how I saw a few of the kind of scenes in this episode. There's probably plenty of stuff that I kind of maybe missed out on, or maybe even got wrong, that you guys could help me out with, so I always appreciate that in the comments. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did like this one as well, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date, and I'll see you guys next week with episode 5.